No, that's all that's left. Okay.
They were working on files.
Yeah, that's good. That's,
The RLS had $10,000 going to go out.
Yeah, we stopped.
I don't run.
Here's my question.
I'm not a cycle. I don't run. Are you sure?
What was your contract about?
I put that in my article.
It was like how presented in the contract.
No,
RLS is presented on the contract.
No, I'll show it to you.
he's got it.
Oh, well,
Their share of green from your.
did any of the checks go through?
Now that's all this.
Check
Oh,
or
shoot, it went
Before you return.
because we're
These are very strong values.
Well, what I'm getting at,
No,
It didn't go.
It didn't.
Oh,
We
good.
stopped.
You stopped.
no, I understand. I understand that, but if they're a subcontractor of a general, then we should be doing the same to the subcontractor, I mean to the general, because 10%.
Each of those
No.
are separate contracts.
It's separated out. So there's a bid for plumbing, there's a bid for mechanical, there's a bid for.
Okay, so then my question is, how did we end up? Unless it's $100,000. I need to know what their bid was, what their bid, because how did we? I didn't get that. Yeah, see, that doesn't make any sense then to me.
Is there anybody calling that?
I don't know.
I don't worry about it. Let it go.
I always dial just in case.
Used to be in the club. Now, I got it in my back pocket.
Morning.
Morning. Morning, this is Jamie, you dog.
Hi, Jamie.
This is Brooke.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi.
Okay, good morning. It's 10:02. I ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and pledge of allegiance before we convene the Commissioners' public meeting. Dear Heavenly Father, we assemble this morning with our attention on you to guide and bless our meeting. Lord, may your face shine upon us with your grace and mercy. We pray that we'll feel your presence with us throughout our days, because we know wherever we go, you are present. Let's be focused on your plans you have for us. And let our actions be positive that build and help each other. We know that often our agendas are not yours. We know that when your hands are involved, the results are much greater than we could ever have imagined. Even when we feel you are there to pick us up with your love and faithfulness. May we never forget to thank you for all and give you the glory. Blanket us with your peace and guide our minds from prideful thoughts. Give us the spirit to work together to accomplish your will. These things we humbly ask in your name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
At this time, we'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting and ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All fair side?
Aye.
So carried. Public comment on agenda items only at this time.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
I think we need to do the addition revisions.
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, I'll move to adopt the additions revisions to the agenda not previously posted.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Thank you. Good catch. Okay, public comment on agenda items only at this time. Any online?
None.
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to reports.
Kayla, accounts payable, cash requirements.
Morning,
Good
Kayla.
morning. Presented for your ratifications are invoices due through February 1st, 23 that were paid on January 25th, 2023 in the amount of $770,412.76. The breakdown is as follows, with 78.11% being funded by the general fund at $601,756.96. 12.14% is being funded by grants and other sources at $93,521.79. 9.57% is being funded by RMS at $73,704.09. And 0.19% is being funded at escrow, is being funded by escrow at $1,429.92.
Okay, any questions? Have a motion.
Move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to personnel actions. Jessica.
Morning, Jess.
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Director.
Good morning.
All right. So seeking your approval on the following personnel actions as conditional offers of employment subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions. For RMS, Zachary Moore, recycling laborer, part-time position, $14.50 an hour, and the position will not exceed 1,000 hours for the year. He's anticipated to start on January 30th. Also for, actually, we're going to remove this next one. This was a late development yesterday afternoon. Also for RMS, Casey Swank, equipment operator, full-time transfer at $19.33 per hour. She's anticipated to transfer February 5th. Sorry. For IS, Clayton Kiefer, a tech specialist, full-time replacement at $22.39 per hour, and he is anticipated to start on February 6th. For facilities, Ernie Butler is transferring to a custodial team lead position at $18.66 per hour, and he's transferring on February 5th. For the prison, Cody Kramer, correctional officer relief full-time replacement at $20 an hour, anticipated to start on January 30th. Also for the prison, Levi Yorks, CO relief full-time replacement at $20 an hour, anticipated to start on January 30th. For the prison, transferring Julie Morlock to a clerk 4 full-time position at $16.22 per hour. She's transferring on February 5th. For the prison, Allison Lanahan, a CO relief full-time replacement at $20 per hour, anticipated to start on February the 6th. Also for the prison, Nathan Conzer, a CO relief position, full-time replacement at $20 per hour, anticipated to start on February 6th. For the prison, Ian Heap, a CO1 relief full-time replacement at $20 an hour, anticipated to start on February the 6th. And for my department, transferring Angela Lepley into our open recruitment specialist position. It's a lateral transfer at $18.04 per hour. She's transferring effective February 5th.
Okay, can I have a motion on the personal actions with the exception of the resource management equipment operator?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second that, but I would like clarification on the prison, Allison Lehan. What's that price? What was it?
$20 an hour.
20, okay.
And I just want to make sure it's clear the RMS position that we're removing is the one, the second one on the agenda for Lucas Brungard.
Yes.
Okay.
And is that a permanent removal or? temporary?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So motion and second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner, we don't need to recess because we've removed the salary board actions. Moving on to information items, Maya.
Good morning, Commissioners and Matt.
Morning.
Requesting proposals for deed book repair and restoration that's in the Register and Recorder's office. It is a budgeted item for him for 2023.
You know what that was?
What's that?
You know what the amount was?
From what I gather and talking with him, he had a portion that was supposed to be done in 2022, never got completed. So I think the total project cost is of roughly $40,000. I did,
Yeah, they were about 20 pieces.
yeah, 20 apiece. So I had asked him, and I believe he, Budget and Finance did roll those funds over so that we could complete the entire project this year.
Okay, I'd like a report, because we started this process 10 years ago, 8
Mhm.
years ago. I'd like a report to see where we're at in the overall restoration,
Sure.
plus the scanning of his
Yes.
department. What years are we at?
Okay.
So if we could,
Yep,
we could do
I
that.
can certainly talk to Dave and get that information to you.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll recess Commissioners' Public Meeting for the Board of Assessments revisions, and we'll convene the Board of Assessments revisions at this time. Brooke?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm seeking approval for Forker Drive, which was a result of an appeal in 2020, effective for 2021. It went to court. The value was changed on the parcels due to court order. The amount went from $1,580,480 to a new assessed value of $1,421,590. The refund amount is $1,039.38.
Okay, have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. This time
Thank
we'll,
you.
thank you. Brooke, have a good day.
You too.
Thank you. This time we'll adjourn the Board of Assessments revisions, and we'll reconvene the Commissioners' Public Meeting at this time.
Okay, moving on to action items 6.1 and 2. Nate, where are you doing that, Jim?
It's Jamie.
Oh, Jamie.
So just an update, Nate has tendered his resignation, so next week will be his last, so you're stuck with me again for a little while. Number one, the first amendment, this is amendment to the subrecipient agreement with South Williamsport, adding the curb cuts phase 1 to the 2020 contract with South Williamsport. And the second item is an amendment to the 2020 contract with Montorsville Borough, adding the John Doerr Municipal Restroom RAB to your 2020 agreement with Montorsville.
Okay, thank you. I have a motion to accept both action items 6.1, 6.2.
I'll move to approve.
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
Commissioner seeking your approval to appoint Beth Miller as a member of the Lycoming County Planning Commission for the term January 26, 2023 through 31 December 2026.
Okay, a motion?
I'll move to approve.
A second.
Okay, we want to thank Beth for volunteering to be on the Lycoming County Planning Commission. This is a very important board that works for our planning department, and we want to thank her for volunteering her services, and to all the members of all the commissions and authorities that are appointed that work diligently on behalf of the residents of the county.
We'd like to thank James Crawford for serving as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
For quite a while, he said.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
All right, action items 6.4 through 6.8, Maya?
The first item I have for you is vote to approve the agreement with Mental Health Services with Restorative Behavioral Health Incorporated. A few months back, probably in November, the state who we usually associate this contract with, they dropped their vendor, their preferred vendor. This is now the preferred vendor for which counties could use. So this is just to implement that to move forward for mental health services in the prison.
Okay. A motion?
I'll move to approve.
Now second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 This is good news that we're gonna get the telepsychiatry visits.
Mhm.
I actually believe we're increasing the amount
Yeah,
of visits that we had in the past.
Mhm.
So, that's good.
definitely needed and good news.
Yeah.
Okay, next.
The next item is a genetic parentage testing agreement with DNA Diagnostic Center Incorporated. This is for domestic relations. Again, this is all done through the state. This vendor is on a state contract. They provide for all counties across the board, so this would be for Lycoming County.
A motion?
I'll move to approve.
Now second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item is to approve an amendment to service agreement with Keller Partners and Company. We've contracted with Mr. Keller and his firm and team for the past couple of years in helping us find some grant funds to assist us with our operational needs. And so this is just to continue that partnership.
Okay.
There is an increase in cost. I
Yeah.
wanted to make note of that.
Yes.
So,
77.
yeah, it's going up from $7,200 a month to $7,700 a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to give you an example of why it's helpful to have people who are lobbyists, Keller Partners was able to find, tucked away in a prior piece of legislation, the authorization for us to get, long story short, to get money on the levy. It's like the capital bill in Harrisburg. And I forget how many years ago it had been stuck in there. It's a capital item, but it was very, I think I have that correct. Jenny, you're here, do I?
I do not know.
Okay, I think I have it correct. I mean, the long story short, without all the details, they were able to find something for us that I don't believe our staff would have been able to find. And Mr. McDermott.
Not only find it, but help us leverage their relationships with the other agencies in DC so that we could get visibility of the funding requirement and
Right.
authorization.
Yeah.
Right, that's a good point, to find it and also figure out how to make it work. So I think it is important for us.
Yep, they have their boots on the ground every day in DC and working to try to find us monies and have been very successful doing so.
And in addition to the levy, the work that we're trying to do to swap the land that we have at the golf course to be able to sell it, we have to swap with another federal agency, so.
In fact, they just notified us this week,
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Mhm.
Department of Public,
MPS.
Yeah.
We're good to move ahead on that,
yeah,
which is great news.
so we appreciate that.
When I first came into office, we had retainers for a number of consultants, and we eliminated that because we weren't getting the value, and not because they weren't doing the job. There wasn't as much money available, and so we made a change from that, and now we're going back to the retainer, which is well worth the money. Don't misunderstand me, because there is a lot of money available from the state and federal governments. If we didn't have these consultants, we wouldn't find most of it, and it does benefit our Lycoming County. But I'd ask for in the future that as things progress, that we keep a track on retainers fees.
Okay, we have a motion,
I
second?
think we voted.
Yeah.
All right, move into 6.7 then. Want to vote to approve the list of contracts that were approved by the Director of Administration for the month of December. We only had 4. Majority of them will take, you'll see in January and February, because that's when most of those contracts for renewals will be up for the new year.
Okay. Have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. So carried.
And the last item I have for you is vote to approve the purchase of radios and accessories from Motorola Solutions for juvenile probation office. These radios are consistent with our long-term plan coordination with BPS. We talked with Hutch on that, so he confirmed everything is good. The only question I have for you, the total project, sorry, is $70,814. So I guess the question that I have is, what were your intentions on funding? Was it coming out of general fund, or was this Act 13 funding that we wanted to?
Yes, I think we might want to check and see if there's any money left from the bond that we did for the radios and the towers. Hutch isn't here right
Are
now.
these the portables?
Yes, these are the
We've
portables.
been taking that out of Act 13.
Yeah, you haven't historically done that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that that was still the intent.
Yeah.
Because he's, I think, in looking at the budget, it looks like it's just coming out of general fund, and I just wanted to make sure it wasn't just an oversight, and that we were going to continue to do that.
So what's the general fund? I thought it was Act 13.
Well, the way it's listed now, it's showing general funds. That's why I'm questioning it, because historically it's come out of Act 13.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
I think,
I was gonna say, let's double check, because this mobile repeater system may be part of the project.
right.
No, we removed the repeater system. Because the reason why we removed the repeater system, it shouldn't be part on there.
Gotcha.
It was an error. But yeah, just the radios itself. The repeater system was removed because we know long-term we're going to be doing some things in the works, so that's been removed.
So
And
we borrowed on the bond.
This has nothing to do with the bond.
That has nothing to do
This
with
is
the...
a separate,
towers.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
the towers.
but didn't we have some money in there for...
Portables, we always do that out of Act 13.
Okay, I mean, I'm fine doing that at Act 13. I just want to make sure, because we have to spend bond funds.
You know what I mean by portables?
The handheld.
Yeah, the ones that are,
Yeah.
they're away from cars.
Right,
That's their line of communication with 911 center.
yeah.
So
Okay.
if I could have, maybe the sheriff, I don't see anybody else here, but maybe the sheriff can answer this question for us. Whereas the quote says, does not include any digital features or security per customer request. And I guess my question was, as we were, this is a major project. I don't know, $7-10 million. And one of the requests that we had was that all radios would be analog and with the capacity of going digital.
Right.
I'm not sure if
The security part, I think, if I had to give you my best guess, the security part would be that they're not encrypted. We don't have encrypted communication. We have communication that scanners can't hear.
Right, but I guess, what about being able to go digital?
They can, Commissioner. If you recall, the software is not in the phone for digital because the entire system isn't digital.
Correct.
But it has the capacity to take
Do
the
so.
software.
Correct.
Mhm.
And at that time, we're going to have to pay for that software to be
Okay.
uploaded.
Okay,
But
that's-
it's because that was something we talked about.
Okay.
All right.
Here's the only caveat, I'm sure. We do pay Act 13, but the thing is this. The way the bond was taken out, we can use, the important thing is that we use the bond within a certain amount of time. And
Mhm.
so that's where you just have to touch base with budget and make sure, they may have used it all. I have no idea because we kind of haven't gotten a report on it. But absolutely, I'm fine with the Act 13.
I agree with Commissioner Maravito. Let's make sure that if
Yeah.
you do have to use the bond money.
Sure, yeah.
And then if not, then we'll use the Act 13.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, I can do that.
Okay.
Right.
Motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
All right, thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you, Maya, have a good day.
Yep, you too.
6.9, Jerry. GIS software licensing.
Morning, Commissioners. Jerry Kennedy, CIO. Before you this morning is the approval of our enterprise licensing agreement for our GIS software, which is in use in multiple departments across the county, from 911 planning, district attorney, assessment, etc. This is a 3-year agreement. First year cost of $69,500. Second year $76,250. third year 82,500, with a total 3-year deal of $228,250. And this is a 2023 standard budgeted item.
Jerry, it just seems to me, and I know you have sat on some of the committees down in CCAP,
Mhm.
right? And when we're looking at this yearly fee, it's a substantial amount of money. And so what is being done, or if anything, to see if we can consolidate counties to have an overall package? And here again, I'm not sure whether each individual county has a different company doing their GIS or their software or not. But if they weren't, then maybe we should, have a powwow about this and talk about consolidation of our GIS.
Yeah, we certainly have discussions on a regular basis about where we can consolidate and get enterprise agreements for multiple organizations. The problem with this particular vendor is they gauge the licensing fee based on our population. So each county has its own cost, so there's not really there's no appetite for them to change their model.
Maybe we could try to get them to have an appetite.
That's
I mean,
possible.
that's-
I'm sure the GIS Pros group has, thrown that at them more than once. Barry had been a long-time member of that group for a long time, and I bet the mortgage that he's beat them more than once. The prices we're seeing here are definite increases over what we had been paying. We got them to a point where we're at least phasing into their new pricing, rather than just hitting us with the 82,500 in year one. Unfortunately, we are at the mercy of people who say they want their money.
When do we have to, when does this contract expire?
I don't have dates on this one. It should be close because we don't do them more than 2 months out in advance.
Jerry, my question is, this is a lot of money, and, is there another vendor out there we can talk to or deal with? Because, if this is a monopoly, it's an issue.
The short answer is no. We're invested. We're sitting on a pile that isn't going to be moved.
It's like
And
Microsoft.
they know it. And
Right,
they know
I mean,
it.
we have the equipment, we have the operating system, we need to buy the license, we have to renew it every 5 years. Can you give a quick explanation to the public of what this GIS does? Amy Fry up there in planning does it. What does this software do for the public? What are they getting out of this for the 60?
Overall, in a nutshell, the 911 center uses it for addressing calls and dispatching, services for emergencies. The information pops up on their screen. Part of that is there's another person that's actually doing addressing. So when someone builds a new house or they put in a new road, we're the entity going out and mapping all of that stuff and making it available in the various channels out there. Voters is an area where it's used to help redefine or redraw our, voting districts and stuff like that. So the information's used there and the maps that we use to publish, those areas. Planning obviously uses it, for floodplains, laying out that type of information. Anything? I know certainly the floodplains, I know they have many layers. I know they've gone out and mapped hydrants and various features in the municipalities as well. It's all about mapping and putting points on the map so that we have resources and information going forward.
It is a
It's about
valuable
taking
tool.
the analog data of the map and basically making it a digitally acceptable format so that it pops up on our computer.
In a
Right, in the
basic
old
form.
days, we had maps, and then when people got around to changing a map, you went and picked up a new map.
Yeah.
Now we have people who take that data, turn it into digital.
And you can do that sort of stuff in a layer where, if you had an old paper map, you had dots for everything. These days, you can look at the map on the screen and you say, okay, I only want to see where fire hydrants are, or I only want to see where sewer lines are, I only want to see where water lines are, and the information about those, so that if you're doing an expansion into another area, do you have a 6-inch main or do you have a 12-inch main going there, where your gas lines are, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Amy is one of those gems in the county that you never hear about.
Yeah.
But she's very qualified. She got some extra education, and she's even working with DCD, DCNR on the ATV trails. I mean, it is pretty impressive when you look at it.
I know they've thrown maps together for, I think one of the projects she was working on was for women's resources, or, the human services resources in your area, so that you can, look at a map and see what's available. A lot of that stuff's available from lyco.org.
One of the things,
Today, I was going to say GIS pretty much is going to touch pretty much everything that we do from a service perspective.
And that's certainly the way the company is marketing their product. It slices the bread and butters it.
Maybe we should be paying them more.
well, one of the
I'll
things
suggest
about
that too.
the about the information revolution is that it's incredibly expensive, right? We see this all the time. We've talked about this, about these licenses that we have to have for everything, and it's true. We get our information quicker and it's easier, but it's very expensive, right?
Yeah, I mean, what she does is invaluable, and, GIS systems definitely needed. It's just unfortunate that we have to pay the price that they dictate.
Commissioners, just a confirmation on the radios. They are upgradable to the digital system, just like the other things that we've done. Just a software update when we're ready.
Have a motion?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you, Jerry. Jason? Looks like you've got quite a few here, Jason.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Jerry, can you go ahead?
Commissioners, 6.10 is the approval for waste disposal agreement with Lycoming County Water Sewer Authority. This is our normal agreements we keep with all our sewer plants for sludge disposal.
I move to approve.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
6.11 is the approval, the amendment of the agreement we have with Meisner and Earl. Meisner and Earl is our geology firm. Quite a bit of what we do with future expansions, testing and everything deals with geological studies. And we've had them on contract for decades, and they're great firms. So this is a 10-year contract. We're almost coming up on finishing out in 2025, but this is for a 4% increase in their service price.
And that'll be locked in for how long?
Till 2025. 2025.
Okay. Motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
612, Commissioners, is the approval of purchase of a 2023 Western Star truck. This is for a transfer station from Sunbury Motors, and that is in the amount of $157,757. This is one of the many needed trucks for our fleet. This is going to be replacing our 2012 Mack. It's got 10,000 hours on it. So, and this is a CoStar budgeted item, and it's through CoStars. We're just glad to even get an ordered spot for the production.
It's hard to believe how expensive these things
Now, these two will use what we call wetline, so they're going to get some extra work on it. We use a large hydraulic system we call wetline. That's what runs this ram out of the trail and everything. So,
Well, you see the price of normal trucks anymore is $70,000, $80,000.
yeah, I was going to say a pickup now, it's 80. Yeah.
Yeah.
Buy a home for what that costs.
So,
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
thank you. Next, Commissioners, is again, I've been before you again with this. This is continuous until we get the 10-year agreement. But this is for another 60-day agreement with the Master Power Purchase Agreement that we have with EPP. Until we get the 10-year agreement with the Federal Bureau of Prisons, we have to keep going along every couple months. So again, this is just another 60-day extension. This is effective for January and February, so unless I see traction with the BOP, I'll be in front of you again here in another month or two to get another couple-month extension. And then in 6.14 is kind of the same thing, and that's actually with the BOP. This 13 is with the EPP, who generates the electricity, and 14 is with the BOP.
That's also a 60-day agreement.
Yes.
Have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye. That's for both items?
Yes.
All right, thank you. And lastly, Commissioners, is approve an undercarriage rebuild for D6 dozer through Cleveland Brothers. This is a budgeted item that we do. This is the cost of $49,314.16. This will be for all the parts, and we'll be putting the undercarriage under our dozer.
That's a 2016 vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
To remind everybody, these are taken out of the revenues of the landfill, not out of our property taxes.
Thanks for reminding.
Yes.
Yeah. Not you so much, you guys know. Folks who listen to the meeting and say, my God, they just spent $150,000. I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioners.
I just want to add that, here's a picture of the truck. So it's not a normal truck.
Yeah, no, we already know that.
So, you can see how the size of that, so I think maybe for $157,000, that's not too bad compared to a normal truck, being 75 to 80.
Again, we're just happy to get a mail slot in production.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm here on behalf of Jen McConnell. She is here as well in this room in case I need her guidance for any questions. Today I'm here before you we're submitting a project modification request to add monies to our annual probation with restrictive conditions grant. We're requesting approval for an additional $48,618 to help offset the cost of our drug and alcohol testing that we do at the GO, our color call-in system. Within the past year, the reason for our increase is we have increased the number of defendants on treatment court that we're drug testing. We used to test 2 colors, which was maybe about 10 to 12 people a day. Now we're doing 3 colors, which is what we're recommended to do, which results in around 20 people a day. So that's the reason for our increase in costs.
Maybe you can explain to folks how defendants who are obligated to follow this how they call in and what they do and so forth.
Right. So everyone that's on our treatment courts, which is the drug, DUI, mental health, and the veterans courts, they're given a color. And every day they have a number to call in. And if their color is called, then that means they need to come into the GO program for their drug test.
And it's all done randomly, so they
It
never
is.
know when they're gonna be called. So if they've been drinking the night before, and the overall goal is to keep our folks out of prison. These are people who have been screened as adequate for treatment court, and some of them can continue to work, right?
Absolutely.
In the community and be productive members and pay
Absolutely.
taxes.
Yes.
So here's the $10 million question. How many of them fail?
How many of them fail? I mean, we're dealing with the cream of the crop, the serious drug offenders. How many fail a day? I mean, we go numerous days without any failed urines. There might be a few, maybe a couple a week, and I don't have the stats in front of me, obviously, but it's part of the treatment process.
Eric, what's the cost of the urine cups now?
I believe they're $18 a cup.
And does that get billed to the defendant? It used to be they were billed monthly.
Not
Yeah.
in the program because the grant pays.
The grant
But
pays for
an
it.
individual who would be tested that is not grant funded, yes, they get billed.
Okay, so
Right, people on regular supervision. yes.
So that's my question. A person on regular supervision gets billed
Yes,
for their urine cup,
yes.
but a person on treatment court doesn't get billed.
That's part of this. Yeah, yes.
Part of it is to try to keep people out of prison because, so for example, let's say you have somebody, it's their first DUI, they've never had a DUI, they're a member of society, they work, they pay taxes, they have a job. If we incarcerate them, they can lose the job, they can lose the home, they can lose the family. Now, on the other hand, you can't have people running around driving drunk because they can kill someone, right? So,
Absolutely.
so this is a program that has shown that it works in terms of,
It is. This is part from AOPC. This is one of the 10 key components
right,
to drug testing,
and the randomness of it. And that's
randomness
what
of it.
keeps people sort of on their toes. And sometimes people screw up and then if they think it's severe enough, they'll yank them and say you have to do 30 days or 60
Sure.
days.
My only issue is a person who's on supervision has to pay, whereas a person on regular supervision has to pay, whereas a person on treatment court doesn't have to pay. And that's the only thing I have an issue with.
But they're probably, approved. They have a better chance of succeeding versus for their offense, right?
The urine cost is a urine cost on, no matter who it's on.
But
Still doing
being on
LSIRs.
and being on treatment court, obviously, it's not during their whole supervision. That's just part of their supervision. Once they get off, then they're on regular supervision, and then they would deal with what you were saying.
So, but part of, the local taxpayers are not paying.
No, this
because
is from state
It comes from a
monies.
grant, and part of it is the state
This is
as
state
part of
monies.
restorative justice, which was actually begun under Governor,
Right.
who was after Rendell? Corbett.
but they are-
Governor Corbett, I think, Jen, isn't that correct? That restorative justice began under Governor Corbett?
Yeah, this
Yep.
grant's been in existence since the mid-90s.
Since the mid-90s.
Yeah, we're not permitted, we've never been permitted to bill someone on treatment court for drug and alcohol testing because it would be double dipping. They're already being paid for, and then if we would bill, then we would be making money off of a grant. So the people on treatment court have never been billed if they are being supported through this grant.
Okay.
I understand the purpose of the grant, but
No, I know you do.
But I do know that as they get billed on their costs and fines for their urines, a lot of times they're not being paid, the bills aren't being paid, as we know how much costs and fines
Right.
delinquent-wise, and that is a burden on the taxpayers.
Well, but the good news is we're getting the grant, because you're right, we have about how many millions of
I
dollars?
don't remember anymore. That was like $32 million.
Yeah, but so for this at least, we're getting the state to pay
Right.
if we participate in the program, so.
Correct.
That's still tax dollars.
Well, that's true.
Taxpayers.
But
Yeah.
it's much less than $32 million. $32 million is $32 million.
Okay, any further comments or questions? Okay, I have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, sir.
Thank you.
617, Jenny.
Yes. Good morning, Commissioners.
Why do we always keep her?
I am last slot.
Wait,
It's
All
Ms.
right.
Ken that said that.
Learn a lot of good things.
You know, they come in the order, they're put on the order they come in, isn't it?
No.
Oh, okay. First come first. I guess I'm wrong.
I don't know. Anyway, before you is a vote to approve a resolution to approve the submission of our grant for the whole home repair program. It's a grant to DCD in the amount of $1,960,562. This is a new program through DCED, funded with ARPA funds, so that's the American Rescue Plan funding. And the purpose of the program is to repair homes in Lycoming County, repair homes in the Commonwealth. Our program, we will partner with STEP for this program. We are currently partnered with STEP for the Homes in Need program. We'd like to continue the partnership for this grant, where STEP would be the running the program through the application process, the screening of applicants for the program. The county would hire a contractor to do the actual construction, and we would continue to work with STEP to make sure the work is done correctly. It is an income qualified program, so you would have to meet 80% of the median area income to participate. And we'll have all those details available once we finalize the grant and receive the grant funds from DCED. The final component of this grant is a workforce development component, and for that we will be partnering with Penn College's Clean Energy Center to complete that work.
So Jenny, the 80% of median area income, what is that trend? Because a lot of people don't know.
I don't have that right now, and I know this is the first step in getting the grant. I'm applying for it. When we do receive the grant, I'll be back before you to accept the grant, and we'll have more information about how residents could apply, the actual income, and the application process. It's usually in the $30,000 range. I'm not sure at this point if it's adjusted for family size or not.
Was there a time frame that this money?
It is, because it is ARPA funding, we do have to obligate the funds, so that means select properties to participate in the program by December 2024, and we have to use all the funding by December 31st, 2026. So it is a fairly quick program in terms of home renovation, but we are pretty confident we're going to be able to do the work with our partners.
So this program is similar to the program that we fund with our money that we get from the gas drilling from the state.
Yes, the fair funding.
The fair
yes.
funding. And we know that in that program, we have a lot of seniors, so the public understands part of the goal here is to keep seniors in their home. It's incredibly expensive when seniors have to move out of their homes and move into a nursing home or wherever. But if we can keep them in their homes and they age in place, everyone saves money, they live longer, they have better health, and the quality of life is better. So when you say to yourselves, why are we using taxpayer funds, the ARPA funds, it actually is money spent here will save money on the HHS side for Medicare and Medicaid and all the other programs. So it's actually a really good use.
Yes, and it's not just any home repair. It is accessibility, weatherization, things like that, new roofs. It's not just you want a new kitchen for the sake of that.
Right.
It is a very targeted program. It's a maximum of $50,000 per house. We do currently partner with STEP on the Homes in Need program, like the commissioner said, and that is with fair funded programs. The difference is for that program, STEP uses their own in-house contractors, but because of the additional funding, we need to really scale up the program. So we'll be looking for outside contractors to help with it.
That's a good point, because yesterday, when I was meeting with CEDACOG, their commissioners, this was discussed because there's a deadline coming up next week for the application. Tuesday. And there's some counties that aren't even going to apply for this.
Really?
Yes.
We had that discussion.
Yeah, and so we met with STEP and we talked about this, and there's a concern that there's not enough contractors in the areas, because if you try to get something done now with a contractor, you're probably looking at a year out to get the work done. And so finding contractors, if there's contractors out there that want to work, this is the type of program that would steady work for them. Yeah. And we talked about the seniors. It's important to keep the seniors in their home, and this is the ideal program for it. So I'm glad to see that we're entertaining this and voting on a resolution, because it's a very important thing. The monies are there, and I think we should take advantage of it.
Yeah, the other thing is, it literally puts over $1 million into our community, right? Every time we get money into this community, it generates economic activity. It's paying people who are then buying food, who are getting their cars fixed.
I think as of yesterday, I think there was only 3 counties that had applied out of the 9.
Really?
Which
So-
is interesting because this is essentially, we are applying for this grant, but it's essentially an allocation from the state. So as long as you submit an application with a plan, the state will grant you funds. I should mention that in Lycoming County, STEP has an existing wait list for the Homes in Need program and the unmet needs, and at any time, it's anywhere between 400 and 600 residents.
It's huge. You know what's great about this, if we get this up and rolling and the state doesn't, the other counties don't take advantage, the state is going to reallocate the money. So if we can make our contacts, get the word out, get our contractors in, we could end up getting more, right? Because if no other counties are doing it, only 3 counties.
It might increase because, you know, deadlines, I mean, today we're voting on this, so
Right.
we weren't counted in that, you know, that amount yesterday, so I
Right.
think it will increase over the next few days, but I was surprised that not everybody was, maybe it'll change in the next week. Yes, John?
I personally have a friend, I won't say where they're located at with everything, but greatly benefited a couple of years from the STEP program coming in and redoing the house that they were running in the bad times. My friend had diabetes and that. They got a new roof, new heating system, bathrooms, and all this. And it is a well worth program that STEP has and in conjunction with what you're doing now. They greatly benefited. They put in a handicap ramp, basically redid the whole house. Now, this has been at least 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When they come in, it's definitely in this case, it was definitely helpful for people who really needed it.
Yep, thank you for the comment. And STEP, they do a tremendous service, but at the same time, they have a list, you know, as we noted here, it's 400 to 600 people any given time.
Yeah, I was just trying to point out that the program is worth it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yes, Gary?
That is one point that I think our county citizens don't understand. With the elderly, we have all these nursing care facilities. Most of the elderly people who've been on disability, Social Security, retirement benefits, going into these personal care homes, are taking all this money, and once a week, most of the people living, like at Willowview and Insingers, they make over $1,700 a month, and they're giving $15 a week spending money, and the rest is going into the homes. Now, I personally know, because I lived in them. Now I've been living on my own since 2013, December 5th. I moved into my apartment. And I've been in there ever since. I have a kitty cat. Now, I'll tell you something. I get over $1,300 a month. And right now, I get $120 a week spending money. Elder Care Solutions takes care of my money on South Park Ave. And I have a nice little nest egg set up because I've joined the services, which I would later speak on. But this lady is right. The money that us elderly people getting our own apartments, and Mr. Malvito was stressed out, stressed out that point too, that people living in their own apartments, and that's tax money pouring back into the community, and people are going shopping. We're adding 75 new residents to Lycoming County every year. 50 of them residents become taxpayers, business people going out working in our community. 2 out of them, 75 families every year, start businesses in our community, which is more tax money. Yeah.
Thank you, Gary.
One of the things I did forget to mention is part of STEP's participation in this program. They're not just going to be doing the initial assessment of the house and seeing what home repairs need. They're going to be running clients and applicants through their existing programs. So if someone needs additional help with utility assistance or other social service help, that's part of the program too. They'll be trying to find out all those additional services that someone could qualify. So we're pretty excited about that.
Okay, thank you, Jen. Can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
And last but not least, 6.18, Ken, agreement with Monotronics.
Morning, Commissioners. This
Morning,
is
Ken.
this is an agreement with Monotronics to
furnish building access to Platonic Terrace area.
How you doing, Mr. Jim? Kind of avoided the storm a little, right? It wasn't as bad as we thought.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, could have been worse.
Okay, I'll move to approve.
I second.
All fair say aye?
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Thank you, Ken.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Commissioner comment.
Anything, Commissioner? Okay.
Public comment.
Public comment?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
I'm here for two reasons today. In one of the local publications on January the 18th, under County Hall corner, lights, camera, action, first paragraph. When the Lycoming County Commissioners brought up the subject of the streaming of their meetings a few years ago with things, I had to smile, and I don't want to go that far. This is about participation from the community. When the possibility of live streaming come up in 1919 or 2019, it was one citizen who got up and proposed to the county commissioners that they live stream the meetings, and this was a 5-month process doing it with the individual coming on many occasions and prodding and trying to move things along. Finally, in the end, Jack McKernan, I'm a Democrat, but I have a lot of respect for Jack McKernan. Jack McKernan and Mr. Marabito voted in favor of this live streaming, which has worked out well. This was all because of an old retired person coming here and pushing something along which has benefited everybody in the public with it. When a reporter says the county commissioner's weekly meeting concludes with the public comment, the majority of the time it is the same old tired folks who come up here to the podium and bring up their current heartburn. That is insulting to the people who come up here and exercise their right to speak in front of this in front of the county commissioners. And this person has been guilty of backhanded harassing people who come up here. You may not agree with them, but it gives them no right to back harass people who come up here, whether you agree with them or not. Now, the second point, and I'm not going to get in a gun match over this. First of all, I want to thank the people who did the recount, which we knew was going to come out the same as it is. And I will say this, that with the way feelings are in Lycoming County, I'm a poll worker, and I'm very concerned about some people. And there better be something starting working out with the sheriff's office and Mr. Lehman to ensure the protection of these poll workers if something happens with it. Scott, you stated that the cost for the recount was $11,450. I look at it a little bit differently, a little bit shy. From my figures from before, on an hourly basis for every employee that is employed full-time by the county, it's $28.85. So my estimation comes out to plus $28.85 times $559, $560. I did $560. Comes to $1,156. And you made some comments, kind of ripping the people, maybe like me, who presented some figures with things. What brought this on is your comments that from October that the cost for the recount would be minimal, and you couldn't put anything to it. So basically, don't complain, because with your actions of not knowing what the costs were going to be and saying the minimum,
Tony was at least truthful. He said he didn't care how much it cost, whatever it cost, it cost. May not agree with it, but at least you were out front with it. So any problems of your complaining like you did on Tuesday are your own doing and your own fault. Thank you.
Any other public comments this time? Yes.
Morning, Commissioners, everyone. Tom Adams, Williamsport. Appreciate comments and glad we have this open forum for a little bit. As far as the, just one question about the 11,000. Was that extra money, or that, I mean, did that cost?
No. Basically, I'll explain this again.
Yeah.
The employees can be reassigned anytime during the course of a year to do a
right, like a special project.
A special project. Okay, it has to be approved by the department head.
Right.
So frankly, they're just reassigned duties.
Right. And then there's no extra cost.
They did, no, the only extra cost we had was lunch.
Right. So.
But if you wanted to put a number on it, which people wanted a number on it,
right,
we figured up their hourly wage, how many people did it, we looked at their names, we times it, it came out to the figure I gave their day, $10,000 some dollars or whatever it was, 11,000, and it comes out to 10 cents per resident of the county.
Right, but the main point is there's no extra cost, really, so there's really no.
They're reassigned to do
fair
different
to
duties.
put a number on that.
And it had to be approved by the department head, and they were willing to give up those people for 2.5 days.
Right.
Yes.
Absolutely. So I thank you for that, and that's good. I mean, I think it's important to clarify that. Psalm 119:77 says, "May your compassion come to me, that I may live, for your laws my delight." And we can apply that not just as an individual, but as a country. If we make God's laws our delight, and as far as like the 10 Commandments, especially for society to live under those that guidance, and for good biblical morality, God's compassions will come to us, but not automatically. We have to have a true heart for His will in our lives. And I know I'm part of the. Wanted to see that recount. I think was a good exercise. But Forrest does a good job. But the other points though are, you do make good points, Scott, are the voter rolls, and we agree with that. They really need to be cleaned up. I think there's problems in the care facilities. I think they need to be looked at. But we don't have the drop boxes, and they were a real problem. And you can see the films on those by Dinesh D'Souza and others have reported on the problems that they present with people just taking ballots and stuffing those things and walking away and nothing with impunity. And that's one of the big problems. And I think, of course, the mail-in balloting is a problem. And it just comes back to my point of view, and I think our founders would agree on this, is that when something is done unconstitutionally, such as Act 77, no one's bound to follow that. That doesn't make it makes it illegal. It's really not a law. So I think maybe commissioners across the state should get together and really decide, to stop doing it and go back to the old system.
Thank you.
By the way, just so you know, we do, as part of the regular duties that Voter Services does, they clean up the voter rolls multiple times a year.
Oh, yeah.
So they are doing that. I just want people to be aware that it's not something that's being ignored.
Yeah. I agree. I think here we all do a pretty good job, but I guess it's always good to have some iron sharpen iron. It's not fun, and I just hope people on either side don't hold themselves above others. We want to really see our society thrive and get together. But I'm really concerned with this nonsense with Ukraine that hopefully we won't have anything in the World War III. But we really need to look to the Lord, I think.
Thanks, Tom. Anybody else? Yes, Gary. Could you please come up to the podium?
Yeah, thank you.
And just state your name.
Hello, my name is Gary Skillemaker. I'm a resident of Lycoming County. I have three things to bring really quick to attention. First of all, join the services, which is mental health. Their funding, which is much needed for children and youth, and the adult services on Academy Street. And there's another program on Academy Street, which used to be a drop-in center. Now it's Skills, which is a group therapy setting now run by the county. And the third one I want to bring up is the American Rescue Workers. For about 30-some years now, American Rescue Workers takes in men and women from prison in the streets. Their capacity is full. And they have a food pantry. They use services for the community. They have people pay electric light bills, things like that. Out of the men and women that they take in at the American Rescue Workers, once 7 out of 10 of them men and women return to the community and be productive members of society, working in our businesses. So I will let Mr. Malvito tell you what is needed in funding. And that's all. I've got cards, but oh yeah, and I want to give the lady back here from the Sun Gazette. My brother Eddie Skillemaker, my oldest brother, used to be a foreman there.
So Gary, I think what you're referring to when you said that I would mention the funding, I think what you might be referring to is a topic that the three of us have discussed, which is that the mental health funding in Harrisburg has not increased. It was cut 10% in 2010, but even prior to that, they were operating under a budget that was put into effect in 2003. And MHID funds are not, they're fixed. The state gives us X amount of money and says, deal with your MHID issues, and if you need more money, taxpayers, you need to do something. Whereas on the children and youth side, it's a need-based budget. If we tell them we need X amount, they will fund it. So the commissioners through CCAP, and all three of us have supported this, have been trying to get CCAP to push the governor's office and the state reps and the state senators to put more funding in mental health for communities. We thought it was going to happen in the last budget cycle, and it didn't materialize.
You know, we have to ask ourselves a question, though.
Yes.
With the initiatives that we had, right, and it's been going on for over a decade, right? Why? Why haven't they passed it? What is it that they see that we don't?
You know what it is, Commissioner? I think that there is not, first of all, there's a stigma on mental health. If Gary stood up here today and said he had diabetes or cancer, breast cancer, and he's asking for people to support research in breast cancer, people would put on pink ribbons. When you stand up and say that I've battled mental health issues in the past, which frankly, if you look at statistics, the majority of the population at one point or another struggles with depression, or they struggle with all sorts of things. And in some families, we know. So that, Commissioner, part of it is stigma, and part of it is that there's no lobby.
But you want to see this, commissioners, in community. In 1978, when I was 16, I was in Danville State Hospital with adults. In 1978, at 16, there were over 5,000 men and women there. Today, they are down to less than 200 men and women. That's a fact. We're coming out in the community, and we're showing that we can be productive members in this society. And we're living just like you, and we are just like you. Just because we have a mental illness, doctors explained it to me, Gary, because you have if somebody has heart conditions, no different. You take medicine, or you keep on your meds. Now, the hardest part mental health has is not getting these people on medication, it's keeping them on them. And that's for our community with the drug problem. In schools, we have to educate our children on drugs and alcohol. Not only our children, we have to educate our parents on the drug issue. And there's a step further about, really important. About the drug use.
It's okay, Gary, it'll come to you. We all have lapses.
Gary, you should be our spokesperson. I mean, you.
I was a guest at the White House in 2008.
Gary and I met, when I was in the state legislative office, he came to my office to advocate for mental health services. And that was over 12 or 13 years ago. And we've gotten to know each other, and he's taught me about some of the needs in the community, and he's educated me about some of the problems that people with mental health issues face. The thing that's really important is we know our suicide rate is high.
Oh, yeah, remember what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
About the community.
The drugs.
The drugs in our community. There was something we had to do. They spoke about the schools, they spoke about the parents. And there's a step farther. We had to, about crime in our community. Every year we probably had 75 new residents to our community. 50 of them residents become working in our community and become taxpayers. 2 other families, 2 other than people that live in our county, start businesses in our community, which generates funds. About the community.
The crime. A certain number of them can become criminals.
Yeah, we have to look at that, and as our community grows, also does crime. We must not forget the law enforcement, our first responders, and the police, the fire, the ambulance. And I heard one person step up here. I was talking, I think the sheriff that was sitting in the chair back there. About upgrading the response of communication amongst the officials fighting crime. I think that is much needed.
Yeah.
We cannot forget that. But we do have to remember that as our community grows, also will crime. And it is important that we take care of our law enforcement. Because as drugs increase, so there's crime watch in our community. We have to pull our citizens together. And they can become, like in our communities, you'll see crime watch signs. We have to educate our community members. As much as them criminals are watching us, we'll be watching them. That's all.
Thank you, Gary. Regarding the mental health, this is very important to me because I just recently announced my bid for re-election, and one of the 4 points I mentioned that I want to work on is the mental health issue in our state and in our county. Thank you, Gary.
I'm going to give one of these to that.
Yeah, to
way
Larry.
back there.
We have not had our funding increased in over a decade statewide. And it is a major issue. We took this to CCAP. They listed this as a priority. One of the 5 priorities they were going to work on. And the state ignored the commissioners. They ignored us, and they didn't grant it. It's an issue. And we have to continue to push forward for this funding. You think about COVID and all the mental health issues that have come out of COVID. We locked our youth away in their houses. Couldn't go to school. Couldn't go to their social activities. Couldn't be with their friends. And then you see a stat that they released during COVID that 1 out of every 4 people from the age of 18 through 24 was thinking about suicide. We see the increased suicide rate. This is a major issue. We see people turn to drugs as a result. And a lot of times when they're using drugs, mental health issues evolve out of the drug usage. So we have to tackle this because it's not getting any better, it's getting worse. It's getting worse. And we need more funding from the state to tackle these issues, or there are going to be more and more people in our county prisons who shouldn't be in the county prisons that have mental health issues. Okay, any other issue? Conversations, topics?
Nothing online.
Nothing online? Okay, that said, we've completed our agenda, so we'll be adjourned to February 2nd, 2023 at 10 a.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good day.
Thank you.
Good announcement, Mark. Yep.
You know, the newspaper, they cut it way back. What was that?
I thought, geez, that's very short.
Yeah, it was.
I want you guys.
I didn't want you to. Yeah, no, thank you.
We're gonna line the front line down on the police car. I mean, the last thing I was here when I was looking at them, about the United Gas industry, putting that pipeline down. They're pumping handfuls underneath your houses. But they have not told you when they told you first. Keep your eyes on them.
Okay, thank you.
Because that natural gas